Several months ago, I outlined the 2017-2018 controversy surrounding Barry Neufeld, who is an elected school trustee in Chilliwack, BC, that spoke out against SOGI 123, which is a sexual education resource toolkit in BC that promotes transgender ideology to young children. The idea that there's no biological males and females and all that kind of stuff. So Neufeld was always very clear that he is opposed to the SOGI 123 educational resource. He said he considers it child abuse, a comment he later apologized for. But even if he's opposed to the resource, he is still very supportive of LGBTQ people. However, the BC Teachers Federation president at the time and BC's education minister were calling on him to resign, and the BC Teachers Federation filed a human rights complaint against Neufeld, and the local CUPE 411 union, which is composed of the educational assistants and maintenance staff and all that, they filed a second BC Human Rights Tribunal complaint against Neufeld. And so there was this all-out coordinated attack against Neufeld's character, with all of these people trying to oust him from his position. But amidst all this controversy, there was a municipal election in 2018, and despite everything going on, Neufeld was successfully re-elected by the people of Chilliwack. But now, Barry Neufeld is back in the news, and again, his colleagues are trying to get him to resign. This is because on May 9th, 2020, Neufeld published a Facebook post that read, "It just dawned on me. Who is perpetrating all this fear over the dreaded coronavirus? Why, it is the World Health Organization, the same outfit that claims easy access to abortion is a human right, and is promoting mandated comprehensive sexuality education for little kids that gender is not binary. Prepubescent children should be allowed to choose their gender and sterilize themselves. And Dr. Theresa Tam, Canadian head of public health, is suspected by Wikipedia of being transgender. If this person, who has spent a major portion of their life deceiving people as to who she/she truly is, and is now a major player in the corrupt World Health Organization, why should we believe anything he/she says?" Of course, outrage ensued over this post because he criticizes the World Health Organization for supporting abortion and the gender transitioning of children, and because he also claims Dr. Theresa Tam is transgender. And presumably he's saying that because there was this incident where a troll edited Tam's Wikipedia page to say that she was born a male, but that's not verified information, and that edit was only up for a few hours. When I read Neufeld's post, I kind of thought, this is an eccentric thing to write, a bit kooky, but I don't get the vibe of it being hateful or full of hate, and I know critics might say, well, that's just a result of your white cisgender privilege that you're not offended by it. But I would say at most this is maybe provocative, or he might be trying to get a reaction. But that doesn't mean that it's hateful. But you had people affiliated with the school board, such as former BC Teachers Federation President Glenn Hansman and the chair of the Chilliwack School Board, Dan Coulter, saying this post was awful, disturbing, bigoted, hateful, and Education Minister Rob Fleming is going so far as to report Neufeld to the BC Human Rights Commissioner. There's also a petition with over 20,000 signatures that is calling for Neufeld to resign, over 20,000, that's pretty significant, but I do wonder how many of these people who signed it are actually from Chilliwack, BC. Neufeld did apologize and say he regrets the comments, which was the right thing to do, but he has faced heavy censure. So as part of the decision to censure Neufeld, the board decided he will not have any school liaison duties, he will be removed from committees and committee work, and will also not be invited to any school district events where students or staff will be in attendance. So they're trying to ice him out and make him feel so excluded that he'll voluntarily leave because they're not allowed to kick off an elected representative, frankly. So they're trying so hard. They've actually been trying for years to get rid of this guy, but they just can't. So they're trying to make him feel so alienated and uncomfortable that he'll just voluntarily leave. But I hope he can stick it out. And if we look at what the definition of what a school trustee actually does, Let's look at the webpage of the British Columbia School Trustees Association here. Trustees engage their communities in building and maintaining a school system that reflects local priorities, values, and expectations. School trustees listen to their communities, guide the work of their school district, and set plans, policies, and the annual budget. So note that first line, reflecting local priorities and values and expectations. So Chilliwack, BC is actually more of a conservative and religious community in BC. So you might expect in Vancouver, which is a urban, progressive, liberal place, for there to be more of a championing of trans ideology. But, the people of Chilliwack are just not into that as a collective, right? So that's why Neufeld, despite the controversy over Soji 123, he still got elected in October 2018. And the next municipal election in Chilliwack is in 2022. So if Neufeld runs again, we'll see if the electors vote him in again, just as they did in 2018, even though he was in the middle of a controversy back then. I'm Lindsay Shepherd with True North. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.